Are you guys ready? It's time. Oh, what? No, seriously, guys, it's time to what?
ESL Board Games proudly presents
Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters. Yay!
Created by Brian New and brought to you by Mattel Games. It's for ages 5 to 12, although I find around a third of my 3-year-olds really enjoy playing it. It's for students mid-beginner to around early intermediate. After that point, they'll start to lose interest. It teaches rooms, it really helps reinforce their ABCs, and most importantly, you'll get a whole heck of a lot of holistic speaking in. It's incredibly engaging, perhaps the most out of my entire game collection. It's way too popular. Teacher, can we play Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters again? Well, kids, what do you want next week? Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters. Do you want to do some books? No, Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters. Oh, it's just way too, they love it too much. It's way too shiny. It outshines everything else. They'll be actually bored playing it where they don't even really want to play it. They just want to look at the board and daydream about it. It's incredible, but it's too incredible. As mentioned earlier, the replayability is to the moon. Now, would I buy it again? An absolute yes. And if you're a parent, don't even think about it. Pull the trigger now. However, as a teacher, oh my God, for the first few months, if you buy this game, you'll have trouble bringing anything else to the table, so give it a little bit of thought. Although, I'd highly recommend it. Well, that wraps up this brief review of Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters. For those who are binge watching, please tap on the video in your upper right-hand corner. And if you're interested in a game that's had about as many plays as Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters, please tap on the video in the upper left-hand corner. And for those who would like to dive deeper into the ESL perspective, stick around. And as always, smash like, ring the bell, and if you happen to be a ghost, please feed a very friendly zombie some brain food, as it really helps the algorithm.
Now let's dive in.
Ouch. Wah! They were scary.
Welcome to the ESL edition of Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters. Yay! Okay, every time you play this game, after you finish setting up with your students, the very first thing you're going to do is review their ABCs until they're down pat. Don't worry about abaca unless they really want to, or A-apple. Just ABC, just so that they have no trouble looking at the ABC on the board. If you have any issues, your students have any issues with pronunciation, please see the first video on pronunciation in the upper left-hand corner. Now, I assume you already know how to play Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters. If you don't, there are a lot of great reviews out there, so please check them out. Okay, we're going to focus on vocabulary first. Now, after you set it up and you reviewed your ABCs, you'll be going through this. So A will be for the office, and teach your students the office. Most of them will know that by now, but if they don't and they're really young, teach it to them. Next one can be B for the book room or library. I always prefer to teach them library first. You can also say book room, but say library just because it's harder to say and it's excellent R and L practice for your students. C, I give my students 3 choices. You could say the kids room, the baby room, or the toy room, whichever one they prefer. If they say the toy room all the time, occasionally say kid or baby room, just to refresh it in their minds. D, most of the students, if they're young, they'll say the game room. You can also teach them the pool room, snooker room, billiard room. It's up to you. Although they'll default to the game room. Now, E is the bedroom or master bedroom. I just like to teach them a new word, but bedroom if they're starting out, later on master bedroom. Now, F, there's so many words for bathroom or toilet in English. In Asia, they also use WC for washroom commode. I never use that back home. Whatever you like, but make sure you cover bathroom, washroom, and toilet. I mean, if you want to add laboratory and powder room, ladies' room, it's up to you. Okay, we've also got G's just the kitchen. H, you could say the hat room, the coat room, or the cloak room. It's your choice. I usually go with the coat room. It's most common. We use it than the hat room or the cloak room. Okay, I is the trophy room. I teach my students about trophies, and I usually, if their English is a little high level, I go back when I was a kid. A lot of my friends, I lived in rural Canada, had a trophy room in their basement or their den. So now back then I thought it was cool. Nowadays it's pretty macabre. Okay, J, just the dining room. K, you can use a lot of different words. You could say the garden or the greenhouse or the atrium, even the green room, whatever you wish to teach your students there. L, you can do the living room if they're just starting, although if they're in Japan, they already know the living room. So I usually use the den, partly because it looks more like a man cave than anything else. Next up will be blue doors and green doors. When you get a blue door, you should say, blue doors are locked. And when a green door shows up, I'll say, green doors are locked, blue doors are open. And you just alternate. After that, shovel! All doors are open. My students always love this card. Plus, you also have draw 2 and draw 3. Now, I suggest the very first time you play, you just stick with the lettered cards. And then the second time you play, you add your blue doors and green doors. But on your third time, I suggest you go with the numbers. The students like it the very first time. It's really cool. But they usually only like it maybe one other time after that. And then they're just done with it. Now, for an extra challenging game, of course, you add the blue doors, green doors, and you draw 2 and draw 3. But for super challenging game, you just remove the doors, and what happens is you just get ghost after ghost after ghost, and we usually lose. Even if we have a good clearing team, but the kids will work out their strategy and there'll be discussion. You actually get a lot of discussion when you remove those other doors out, and it's really do or die. It's excellent that way. Okay, now what to do when a ghost appears? Okay, the student will roll the die, and they got a 1. That sucks, but okay, so they go 1, and then they go there, and then for the first few games, the teacher always takes the card, and you'll say, a ghost appears on L. Now, get them to find L, and then you hand them the ghost, and then they have to find L's over here. Okay. Now, oops, sorry, girl there. Okay, then the next student goes, and dun, 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 and they get a 2. Okay, blue doors are locked. So you just show that they're locked, and then I can't get in, can't get out. Then the next student goes, oops, I've got a 2, do the green player, okay. And then we roll again, what do we get? We got a 3, okay, I guess we'll do the girl this time. Okay, so teacher gets it, a ghost appears on A, and then the student puts the A, and then they have to find A. A is pretty easy, and then you say a ghost appears in the office. Okay, so then they go in, 1, 2, 3. There's a ghost, and ask them, do you want to get the treasure? Now the first time they'll try it, and they'll also try it sometimes to fit 2. Really be careful, otherwise they might actually break the treasures that way. Okay, then you offer them, okay, do you want to fight the ghost? And then, so you roll the die, and what do they get? Uh-oh, they didn't get it. So what I usually like to do is go, and the kids really like that one too. If a haunt appears, then usually when they appear, I go, and it's a lot of fun that way. Okay, that's basically this review for Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters. I hope you had a good time, and I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters from the ESL perspective. Until the next time, boo! Okay, now when the student rolls the dice, I have my lens again.